Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to St. Joe's Soccer. Today we're covering the GMC semifinals. A lot happened since we were last here, but I'm with you, Isaiah Meadow. Joined me is Aiden Raju, and we are covering, like I said, St. Joe's Falcons going up against the East Brunswick Bears for the GMC semifinals. Aiden, how are you feeling about this game?
Feel pretty confident about this game. Hope St. Joe's come out on top here. What about you, Isaiah?
Definitely a lot happened in that first game against East Brunswick. It was a 1-0 game. Squanson says a lot, but a lot of attacks from both sides, a lot of aggression, physicality, and that's what I'm expecting this game to happen. A lot of just force, physical movement, and a lot of stuff like that. And we now start off with St. Joe's controlling most of the possession so far in the first minute of the game, with Philip Q with a long ball that goes out of bounds and it goes for St. Joe's. Renault with the throw in. Unable to find Kui, and it goes right back to East Brunswick.
Yeah, St. Joe's putting on the pressure right now throughout the game.
Chornecki trying to find Carter Sess on the through ball there, unable. As Kui gets a shot. Wow! Or is that Elon Mena? Elon Mena with an insane shot to start off the game. That's already 1-0 Joe's, and that is a great way to start off. An absolute screamer from Elon Mena.
What a what a fight, Elon. Assisted by hold on, say that. Assisted by Noah Trinity. What a goal by Elon man.
He just turns around and gets a really beautiful ball played through, and that's probably one of the goals of the season. We did see one last game from Janie Harris with in a similar spot, but Mena with a turn half volley, that was really beautiful. And now East Brunswick start in the back foot.
You know he got smelled. Yes, like this shot by St. Joe's. You know, all good. It's good to get a goal the first couple minutes. St. Joe's hopes to keep this lead there.
Phil loses the ball, goes all the way out wide. Xavier Tavares with that one-on-one win there, really well from him all season. He's been one of the St. Joe's standout players. Deep throwing for East Brunswick. Ball pay in the box, flicked on, unable to get any attack there. Marinello holds on to the ball, trying to get a clearance. Just gets it through, goes right back to EB. Wubenhorst able to get the clearance. Trying to find Chernecki on that one-on-one. He does win it. Good hold to play there from the winger. He tries to play it through. Finds Kui. He gets brought down in the box. No call there. Not a lot of argument. Goes out of bounds, and that is a St. Joe's corner.
St. Joe's really came with a lot of this first couple minutes. What do you think East Brunswick has to do to counter that, sir?
They definitely need to get a goal to come back, honestly. Being down with that much time left is obviously a lot of a struggle for the Bears. They have a lot to do now in this first half to get back as Caleb Ward steps up for a corner. Swings it in the box. Marinello unable to get that first contact. Kui tries to play his brother, unable to there, and it just goes out for EB to take on a counterattack. Paid out wide. Boyke is able to come back and control the ball and able to claim it. And it has been a really good start for St. Joe's.
Dream start by St. Joe's, actually. I feel like if they get one more, they'll really be on top here.
We, just like you said, Roger, is now on the ball. Trying to keep the hold of play, but he does get called for a foul. He's one of the more physical attackers, Philip Kui. A lot of his hold up play is a big result of that. EB is now on the ball. Well, just goes out of play and he goes for an East Brunswick throw in. And Kui's able to get the ball killed again for now another deep East Brunswick play. And other than that first goal that was scored, the game has been looking really wish-washy for both sides. A lot of possession attempts from both teams, but nothing's really clicking for East Brunswick, unlike Joe's, who did get that screamer of a goal from Elon Men to start off the game. Throw and taken deep. Try to get the contact. Gets a touch. And that is Bobby's first save of the game. Really good. He's calling for a foul on something. No ref, but That was a good save from the senior goalkeeper.
Yeah, Bobby looking for post back there. Here comes Pat once again.
Pat's trying to win that ball. Struggling, however, and the ball just goes out of play there. That was some pretty good defending there from East Brunswick. Now Carter Stett steps up for their deep throw, and Zachary Smith, who's a key player in these headers, steps up.
Carsted's back. We'll throw it again.
Another opportunity for Stets. Plays it, tries to find Smith. Unable to. He gets the ball for seconds, though. Tries to get a shot off. Deflected. Kui. Another half volley attempt, but St. Joe's has definitely keeping that aggression to start off that game. Another good shot for St. Joe's.
He has two shots already. So I think East Brunswick defense has to do something counter.
Elon Men in the midfield. He tries to hold on to the ball, but it does go out for a Falcons throw. Ward takes a step into it. Tries to find a quick one. Unable to get any green shirt, though. Mena on the touch. Tries to find his midfield counterpart, Marinello, who does just win the ball, but finds no one in that attempt on goal. Welbeck Tavares, however, is able to pick up the ball and take some space in the midfield. Finds Marinello again. He takes his time. Plays it out wide. Noah Charnecki tries to find Philip Kui, but it just goes out, and it is an East Brunswick throw.
Goal kick. Um, yeah, Patrick Queet looking busy out there in the look out there in the first striking striking position.
Ball played out by Aiden Hanas, the goalkeeper for East Brunswick. Ward is now in the midfield. Tries to find Mena, but he was too slow to win the ball. Ward again. Miranello tries to play the through ball to Charnecki. Unable to find anyone. Kui with a good touch in the back.
Yeah, Kui and Zach Smith have been hard to get past in that defense.
Yeah, the Falcons average less than half a goal conceded a game. Their defense has been one of their best key parts in this entire season, which is the reason why they're undefeated, have not lost a single game this season. East Brunswick with the throne. Miranello finds Patrick Kui. Tries to find Miranello through on goal, but Miranello did not see that one coming. Bad communication, but that was a really good attempt there from Philip.
Good defense by Caleb Ward there. Yeah, St. Joseph had a lot of possession for this first couple of minutes. What do you think East Brunswick has to do as to try to get some possession back?
Hold the ball, counterattacks is what they need, but they just haven't been able to do it with this midfield from St. Joe's. As Joe Marinello now is on chance for another counterattack. He beats one defender, beats two, goes out of bounds for a corner. Really good play there from Marinello. But like I was saying, East Brunswick needs to get some more changes. They need to get into that final third, which they just have not been able to do. I don't think they'll be able to do it all game with the way the Falcons have been playing recently. Charnecki this time steps up for the corner, the other lefty for the Falcons. Noah plays it in. Zachary Smith, unable to get his eats, just goes out for another corner. Charnecki steps up again, trying to find a player in the box this time as he takes his left foot in, swings it up. Zachary Smith, unable to get that header. Ward plays it right back to Charnecki. He puts it in, finds everyone in the box, and Kui with the seconds unable to get that shot off. But that ball went through almost every single player, found no one somehow, and it just goes out for a goal kick.
East Brunswick has to be really careful here. Uh, one of these shots by St. Joe's will go in, and then they will be down 2-0. So East Brunswick needs to look to hold the ball a little longer.
Ball goes
And
out of play for Falcons throwing. And East Brunswick has not been able to live through this press, and that's going to be a struggle for them as this game continues.
yeah, I just don't think East Brunswick are stringing passes together. They're just kicking in and hoping it'll go to their man, but not looking good.
Yeah, last time the St. Joe's played East Brunswick, they were away at their stadium, and it was a much closer game than this. I can tell you that. A lot of opportunity from both teams, but it looks like this St. Joe's team is just completely different. They have some new aura to them, as Marinello is now on the ball. Charnecki with a shot, almost gets Aiden Hannes there, unable to there. Good play there from Carter Stentz.
Another St. Joe's corner, and this time again by Noah Czarnecki.
Charnecki now with his rifle as he was just taking a lefty. He's one of their ambidextrous players as Charnecki swings it in. Marinello on the first one, unable to find anyone. Tavares gets a chance. Wow, that is insane. No goal, however, as the keeper is down, but that was a really good shot there from Tavares as Aiden Harness is right now down on the field. And that's going to be a bit of an injury problem as he just takes his time to get up, but he's on his feet. That's good to see, but no goal given, and Coach Rocco was a little bit livid over that one.
Real scare there for East Brunswick.
However, St. Joe's gets the ball right back to start off this kick. Elon Mena with the probably play in the box. Tries to find Charnecki. No one but the gloves of Aiden Hans able to get to that ball. I think each one needs to hold the ball a little bit more. Just take their time because this press from St. Joe's has just been un, un, unable to be dealt with, honestly, as Kui is able to play it back to Borky.
Isaiah, do you think a couple subs for East Brunswick would change this
They need to fix their
position?
midfield, definitely, because that's just been all green shirts, honestly. They've been in control of it all game so far with only 10 minutes in. They have a goal because of it, honestly. That's how they've been playing. Zachary Smith with a throw in. Menon with the bad touch there, but Bobby Book is able to clean it up real quick. Zachary Smith with one of his casual long balls. Tries to find Charnecki, and Hanas gets to it first.
Long throw there by Ada Harness. Yeah. And it is an East Brunswick throwing.
The,
Fans are a little upset here,
yeah,
but
the fans did not like that one, but it does go to the white shirts. They'd probably need that throw, and they need that call, or else St. Joe's could have been making another potential attack there.
do you think East Brunswick are feeling the nerves for this game as the GMC finals are one win away from that?
Well, I think if you're going up against any undefeated team, there's definitely nerves. You're definitely the underdog, obviously, and that's just the problem. As Coach Rocca already gets a yellow card to start off this game. I don't even know what happened there, but he just got a yellow. Um, Luke Ortiz making his way on.
Yeah, looks like Coach Rocca got carded because Elon Mena was not in the right fit. Looks like he was missing some shin guards, but Luke Ortiz comes on. They look to try to make a difference in this game.
Yeah, Luke Ortiz, a more attacking player, is not making his way on the field. as the ball is getting put right back into play. Smith with his boot. Kui finds Ortiz. He plays in the midfield. Finds Carter Stets. Tries to dribble through, but unable to go past all those white shirts. But again, they just give the ball away. That's Philip Kui with the interception. Bad communication there as the ball's turned over back to East Brunswick for a chance. And just again, that midfield is everywhere, honestly. As Kui is on the ball for another chance. He finds Marinello with a lot of space. Finds Chornecki with a lot of space. He gets a shot off, and it goes way above the goal there. But that is just a really good play from St. Joe's.
Yeah, again, East Brunswick not stringing some passes together, not keeping possession. I think they just need to keep the possession. They had a good chance there, but once again failed to do anything with it.
Some subs are getting ready for St. Joe's on their sideline as Harness gets a boot up into midfield. Wubenhorst makes a touch. Finds Chornecki in the midfield. He tries to play it over to Joe Marinello. Bounces off his back, but he still gets hold of the ball. Really good dribbling there for Marinello. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going. But unable to get that last touch. A little bit, maybe too much dribbling, but that was really good there from Marinello.
They just didn't have a clean look there. I think they just never had possession.
Tavares loses the ball, but he does win a thorn for St. Joe's. Really good work there from Xavier. Now with 15 minutes gone in this first half, a lot of back and forth play here. We saw last game, but this game is totally different. St. Joe's just been completely dominant against East Brunswick, and they have not had a single great chance on the besides that one header that was honestly really easy for Bobby. As a long throw is taken, and Charnecki is able to hold on to the ball. Kui with time tries to play a long ball to his center back teammate Zachary Smith just over his head. Goes out for a goal kick.
St. Joe's still looking good there. Almost 20 minutes done. They scored first half. And Zach once again gets the ball. Man, it takes it away from him.
Mena with a good skill finds Kui with the opportunity to cross the ball. He tries to take on the one-on-one. He keeps going, tries to find someone in the box there, really close, but unable to there.
Really dangerous for East Brunswick once again. And East Brunswick loses the ball again.
EB cannot do anything right now as Zachary Smith is now on the ball again. Tries to play the ball in the box. Charnecki gets pushed down. No foul from the ref at all. That's a really wild call. Charnecki just gets pushed down, but just a goal kick for St. Joe's. I
Yeah,
mean, for East Brunswick.
yeah, looked like a. I don't know what the ref thought he was flopping or something, but it looked like a clear foul. Fans are not happy about that decision.
It was a bit of a questionable call there as St. Joe's just able to recuperate from their first penalty claim of the game.
He used a body there by a catch.
Kui unable to find Stets there, but St. Joe's does get another throw in another dangerous spot as the first sub is being made way for St. Joe's, or the second sub as Carlos Venegas Manuelos, one of the pacier players, is not getting ready to come on the field.
Yeah, he's a speedster. Get him in open space and he's gone.
Stets with the throw in. Over Zachary Smith's head, but he gets it back for seconds. Wubenhorst decides to play Bobby for his probably third touch of the game. Not a lot of action from him so far.
Yeah, he won't be complaining too much about that, I don't think.
Phil Queen now in that right back spot. Really good skill there. So much space as well. Finds Marinello on the ball. Mena. Out wide to Caleb Ward. He tries to take the one-on-one. He just does. Puts in the box. Bad connection there from Patrick Quee, but that was a really good ball there in the box there from Caleb.
Yeah, one of these have to go in, Isaiah. It's just chance after chance after chance.
Stats with the long ball in, and Harnas with the good save there. But that was a really good opportunity for probably a flick on from Marinello. Harnas with the boot. Plays it to about the 50. Ward got brought down, but Mena is now on the ball. That was really composed there for Milan as he keeps going. Play on there. Ward, he keeps going on the ball. And he does win a corner that was really well done there from St. Joe's.
Yeah,
Or that's a goal kick, actually.
letting the play really physical out there. Not calling too much. And here comes Carlos Venegas Manuelos for nowhere Czarnecki.
Yeah, probably a lot of now pace is going to be utilized probably for that high line, which St. Joe's exploited against South Plainfield in that one game that they played. Zachary Smith wins the header. Wubenhorst finds Ward, plays it over the top. And that's why you have Carlos on the team, unable to get that ball in, though. That was some really good defending from Def Sebastian. That was really good.
Yeah, Carlos almost had it there. I think one step and he's gone. And that ball's in the back of the net. So
Now thrown in, taken by Caleb Ward. Play Smith. Marinello wide open. And that was a pretty easy save there from Harnas, but it took a little bit more out of him than expected.
yeah, East Brunswick is playing a lot of kick and run type of soccer, while St. Joe's is trying to play that pass, and building up to try to score. I think that's a big difference in that game right now. In this game right now.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that one, Aiden, as St. George has just been holding on to the possession a lot, about 70 to 30, as East Brunswick cannot do a lot on the ball. This is a lot different, like I said, from the last time they played each other. Mena, again, with the skill. Now on the wing. Puts it in the box. Stets gets brought down again, but that one goes out for St. Joe's corner.
Another close one for Joe's. One of these have to go in, Isaiah. Come on, it's like they're just so close. One has to go in.
Yeah, as number 10, Luke Ortiz is getting ready to come onto the field. And now Darian Rubenhorst, the original corner taker who took most of the corners this season, he's now on this one. Puts it in the box. Plays it in. Men unable to get the touch there as Caleb Ward is going on for a race. That is a brutal challenge there. That should be a card. Yeah, the ref will be giving a card. That is number 14, Sebastian Vargas, who just had a really good save, but that was a really bad challenge.
Yeah, St. Joe's fans are not happy about that one.
Ward's taking the time to get back on the field.
And Coach Rocker has to be a little careful with that yellow card, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, he can't be saying a whole lot, but I know definitely inside he's definitely feeling a lot of emotions. Ward, who is now stumbling on his stronger left foot, looks like he might come off the pitch.
David and the ref have some words now.
Yeah, even Bobby Boyke, the other captain, came up for that one. That was a really bad challenge, honestly. But Ward is now off.
Another chance for St. Joe's to put another one in the back of the net. Ward not walking too strong right now. Beckley also gets subbed. Does he get subbed though?
Now it was like a really potent chance for St. Joseph to probably get a goal here. as looks like Ruben North is the only player now stepping on that ball for a chance for a free kick opportunity.
Yeah, 17 minutes, 65 seconds left in this first half, and I would like to see Brunswick be a little more competitive out there, get a couple shots on goal, but- and now St. Joe's all on top.
Yeah, the Falcons have definitely been the more dominant team, and that's exactly what Rocket wants. He wants his team to hold the ball a lot more, and just control the game. As Ruben Horse is not getting ready for a long free kick, chips it in, and Hans is forced to make a save there, but it goes out for St. Joe's corner.
Yeah, that's like the sixth or seventh corner for St. Joe's already.
Ruben Horse now step on the corner. Out swinging from Ruben Horse. Smith unable to find anyone, chipped over. What a goal there! That's Joseph Marinello. That is a beautiful bicycle kick there, just over the goalie. And now it's St. Joe's 2, East Brunswick 0.
What a goal by Joe Marinello. Absolute blinder. St. Joe's fans ecstatic to that one. And East Brunswick, again, at a loss for words.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful ball there. It just goes over. No one really touched it. It's just Ruben Horse with the ball inside, and then Marinello somehow gets a beautiful overhead kick, and it just goes over Hans's head. And that's exactly what you need for St. Joe's. And now East Brunswick has to prepare for another kickoff as they are down even more as before. Now they're struggling to find a little bit more of a comeback. Pretty high kick there. No call from the ref. Ball kicks out of play and it goes out for a throw. Bit of a miscommunication there as Bobby Bookie is able to pick up the ball, plays it out for Zachary Smith with a lot of time. Finds Tavares, who's now in the left back spot. A lot of good skill from him as he just dribbles into the midfield. Unable to find Marinello, the goal scorer, though. Really well done there from Tavares as East Brunswick now gets a throwing chance. Joshua Farrow over this ball. He tried to find Lamine Nadal, but it just goes out for St. Joe's. Ball now for East Brunswick on the other side. Really good, really well defended there by Mason Atkins as St. Joe's wins the throne. Art goes to East Brunswick. The fans do not like that one as well.
Yeah, especially Coach Rocca, not looking too happy about that one. Like, East Brunswick are having a little more possession here, which is good to see for them.
As Braden Shepard, the only freshman on this team, is making his way on for Carter Stats in that attacking spot. A little bit of a camera problem there as St. Joe's does get their ball back. Won by Carlos, gets his first touch of the game. Elon Mena really composed there in the midfield, just gives the ball away and able to find Shep. Tavares with the flick over to Mena, unable to find Shepard there. A boot falls off.
East Brunswick with a chance here now.
Carlos unable to get the ball there. Shaw taken. Bobby with his first really good save in a while, honestly, as it goes out for a corner for East Brunswick.
now East Brunswick looking to put some passes together and take first shot of the game, which is pretty good to see for them.
Yeah, but that's really well done there from Bobby Borky, known as the clean sheet king around here. He gets a good save. Ball play in the box. Menel's able to get the clearance, and Xavier gets it out of the box there. Shepard, really good win there. Marinello unable to get that second ball though, but St. Joe's does get the throw in. Shepard with the flick.
Good use of the body there by Joe. But
Now St. Joe's gets another throwing opportunity. Might be another deep one as Zachary Smith does make his way up the field. A little bit under 12 minutes left in this first half. St. Joe's have definitely been the more dominant side as they are now up 2-0.
yeah, one more would feel like almost St. Joe.
Well done from Smith. He could do it in any position, honestly. Tavares now on the ball.
He is very versatile.
Ortiz unable to find any green shirt there as Marinello gets headbutt on the floor. He gets back up really quick though. Tavares tries to find Shepard. Poor touch there as East Brunswick now has a few chances to get on the counterattack. EB has been struggling all game really to find any offensive attempts there. As now Mason Atkins is able to step over for a throw in. East Brunswick cannot hold the ball. They can't get any really good chances, and it's been a real big struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to start putting pressure because St. Joe's is kind of right back at him again.
Marinello puts it back in the box again. Shepard off the crossbar. Probably the smallest player on the field gets a really good header onto it as he takes a minute to get up, but that was a really good chance there for St. Joe's.
Yeah, well done by the freshman. That was looking really close.
That would have been his second goal of the season there. He did score a really, really class goal about 2 weeks ago. And the entire bench just went crazy for that goal. I remember that game. As Harness is able to step over for a goal kick. Ortiz finds Marinello. Good turn. Finish shot. What a goal again. Marinello is on fire today. What a turn, and that is a really good goal. The bench goes crazy. St. Joe's are up 3-0 in this first half.
Yeah, that's a banger there by Joe. Just turn and shot, and keeper could not get that one.
Marinello, oh my days, honestly. Really good shot. That is insane.
Yeah,
And on,
East Brunswick in a lot of trouble now.
this is totally different from, I keep saying it, totally different from their first game they played. It's just, St. Joe's have been so much more dominant, and Marinello especially has just been playing really great for soccer.
They just look out of it, East Brunswick, don't you think, Isaiah? Like, just lacking that next step or something.
Now they have even more of a mountain to climb in the second half, but the first half isn't even done yet. There's still a little bit over 11 minutes left in this game as St. Joe's are already up by 3 goals, and it's a lot more difficult for EB to come back with this problem.
East Brunswick need to look to score, or else they will be in some deep, deep trouble. They need to score before the half, don't you think, Isaiah? At least put one on the board.
It'll be a lot hard for them to do that based off the way they've been playing as Carl's able to pick up the ball for throwing again for St. Joe's.
Yeah, a little questionable there by kickoff by East Brunswick, but
Ortiz with the header. Marinello on the ball. Plays it over. Ortiz and Shepard are both running for it. Just goes out of bounds, nothing to do. As some subs for the St. Joe's getting ready to come on.
Marinello really using his body really well. I'd say he's shielding the defender. He's getting the ball and he's going into space. He's been a big part of this St. Joe's midfield for this game especially.
Smith finds Ortiz. The ball just goes under his foot there as he loses it. Kui with time finds it back to Boyke. He plays the ball out into the midfield. Really good ball there. Finds Elon Mena. Ortiz with a questionable move there, but Mena picks up the ball again. Mena, really red, loses the ball there, but Wubnor is able to get it right back. Ortiz is now in the midfield. Wow, really good skillful moves there from Ortiz, but unable to find that Falcons player again.
Yeah, a little too much dribbling there by Luke Ortiz.
I mean, that's what he's known for. Really, he's really much more of a dribbler than a passer, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a really shifty player. Yeah, to say.
Mena finds Smith. Marinello back to Smith. That was really well done there. Puts it in the box. Tries to find Sheb. He gets brought down, but it goes out of play for St. Joe's as subs are getting ready to come in.
Really good 1-2 there by Zach and Joe.
As three subs are making their way on, Noah Charnecki, Patrick Kui, and Jaden Harris are now all coming in for St. Joe's. But Aiden, this, in my opinion, is what definitely what bear hunting means, don't you think?
Yeah, this is 3-0 before 3-0 before halftime.
About to before, maybe really good defending there, but East Brunswick is just able to escape a really good chance there for St. Joe's with Jaden Harris's first shot of the game being deflected. Tavares tries to dribble in the midfield. He still has the ball. Just loses it though in the final third. As he means able to pick up the ball. Really good skill there from Emin. Because he now dribbles up into the midfield, but he just loses it there to Carlos, who's now found a new spot, it looks like, in that right back role. Philip He's able to find his brother there. Really good play there. That's Patrick on the ball. Plays it through to Tavares. Another really good ball. Just picks it up, and it goes out for a Falcons throw in.
Yes, I sound like a broken record, but East Brunswick need to do something different. They need to do something different. Isaiah, do you have any ideas or?
Honestly, just holding up the ball, but they can't really do that, honestly. They have to work off the counter at this point because St. Joe's have been so dominant in the midfield. They have to hopefully get an unlucky touch there from someone in the midfield of the back line to probably get a bounce on it and get a goal. Atkins with a deep throw. Smith was unable to find anyone. Harris with the overhead kick. Tries to copy Marinello there, but unable to find any shot on goal.
Well done there by Carter Sets. Caleb Ward with the throw now.
Plays it back to Wubinorst. That's with the long ball. Smith with the overhead flick. Troneki gets brought down, and that's a foul there for Troneki as it goes back to the Bears.
Yeah, it looks like the lids got caught up there. The Toms there. East Brunswick lose it once again. Just cannot get a touch.
Charnecki, one-on-one opportunity, tries to get an early shot off, unable to, but he still has the ball on his feet. He trips on the ball and just loses it there. Foul somehow as Mena with a really good shot there for a goal, but will be called back.
Yeah, East Brunswick looking to try to score here in these final couple minutes in this first half.
All played up. Brought down. Oh, that's a penalty there. Foul on Mason Atkins. That's not a penalty for East Brunswick. That's what they really needed. Mason Atkins brings down I believe that's midfielder Matthew Landau, but he just gets brought down. That's not a penalty, and that is really unfortunate there for Mason Atkins.
Yeah, this could be what East Brunswick has been looking for to spark their energy. What do you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, this is probably their only chance, play for to have to get any chance on goal. As Bobby Boyke, the clean sheet king, is now trying to maintain that role.
Bobby has that corner, that kind of presence where you feel intimidated, don't you think, Isaiah?
Maybe there has been Lions, probably one of these Brunswick best players steps on for this penalty. Bobby Boyke makes himself big. Lion steps up and he gets that goal as that's exactly what East Brunswick needed. And it is now maybe a little bit more different of a ball game here with 6 minutes left in the game as East Brunswick now get a goal.
Ref's not happy with something here.
All players are getting called back there. Something happened, which I'm unaware of, but Boyke is not happy over something.
Yeah, East Brunswick players just trying to taunting Bobby, I think, but Bobby looks unfazed.
Yeah, I would be too because if you look at the scoreboard, it is still 3-1 for St. Joe's. Each one still have a lot of climb to do, even though they did get that goal to start. Zachary Smith now trying to play the ball up wide. And gets blocked by Philip Queen now picks up the ball.
Oh, good ball by Phil. Here comes Noah Czarnecki. Oh, this gets cleared out by East Brunswick.
Line did not, or Hanas did not come out there for whatever reason. I don't know. But now St. Joe's has a really good chance with this corner kick.
I have a feeling they might score here, Isaiah. Just someone's trying to build.
Charnecki steps up for the corner. Plays it in the box. Flicked on no one there to be found. And Patrick Queech is unable to get that connection as it just goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Now with East Brunswick with having a goal, anything that changes any tactics from Rock at all?
No, I don't think so, but I think St. Joe's players are a little upset about that one goal. Not keeping that clean sheet.
Carter Stats gets brought down, and he's gonna get a card for flopping. It looks like, yeah, that's gonna be a card for Carter Stats for flopping as it just goes out for a goal kick. Carter wanted a penalty, but he did not get anything.
Yeah, I don't know about the decision from the ref, but tensions are starting to build out there. What you think, Isaiah? After that penalty?
Well, now with this corner, it's definitely a little more different ball game for East Brunswick. That may have a little bit more hope. St. Joe's has to be a little bit more aware now that they only have a 2 goal lead instead of a 3-1. Astronegi steps up for the corner. Number 10 for St. Joe's flicks it over. Really quick in swinger there, but no one's able to connect to it as it goes out of bounds for East Brunswick throwing. Now on the throne is Luke Negron. As he now gets another one a little bit higher up into the fields. A lot of pressing done here from St. Joe's. The game's a lot more aggressive, like you said before, and a lot more emotions is not being played in.
Yeah, I think East Brunswick feel like one more goal and they're back in this game.
Horse brought down as it just goes out for a goal or free kick for St. Joe's. A little bit under 4 minutes left in this game. A really well played game so far from St. Joe's. East Brunswick did get that comeback penalty, but they have still been struggling a lot all game as the Falcons are up 3-1.
Yeah, they gotta find another way to score other than that penalty. They're not gonna get 3 penalties this game, so they need to look for something else.
Carlos with some play skill there on the wing.
I just feel as if if North Chaneki can just keep that ball a little longer, they'll have something else there. But St. Joe's wins it back automatically.
Caleb Ward finds Smith, tries to play it for Czarnecki, but really well defending there from East Brunswick. Kui, he gets brought down there. East Brunswick now with another chance. Really well done there, but probably the wrong choice made from the attacker for East Brunswick, Mateo De La Cruz, as East Brunswick does get a throw. Now looks like a deep throw is going to be taken from the 30-yard line. Ball play in the box. Really well done there from Mason Atkins. Venegas try to get that clearance, but goes right back to East Brunswick. And then
Oh,
St. Joe's able to pick it up and just play it out.
yeah, good clearance there by Phil. Just East Brunswick are getting a couple more chances here, rather than the first 20 minutes of this game. Mm. But they're just failing to keep that possession just a little longer.
Caleb Ward plays it quick, tries to find Kui as they try to find a fourth for this half. Harris plays it back to Wubbenhorst with the man on, finds Smith. Phil on the back line, finds Atkins, who's had a lot of valuable minutes so far this half. Elon Mena now in the midfield. Plays the Wubbenhorst. Puts up in the box, just over Jane Harris's head, with about a little bit over a minute left in the half, and it goes out for a goal kick for the Bears.
East Brunswick looking to put one more on the board before halftime. I think that's sway the momentum here in this game, but St. Joe's looking to prevent that.
Hanas with the goal kick, with now under a minute left as he plays it up into the midfield. Mena now down on the floor with another EB player. And time will be stopped there as both players are holding their back and head. That is not looking good as Mena did just get hurt last game. He's one of their more key players.
And by Bookie, the captain of his team, make sure he's alright. Runs all the way from his boxing, make sure he's alright.
Yeah, that's some really good captain skills there from Bobby as he runs about 50 yards over to make sure his teammates are okay.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason why St. Joe's are undefeated. Their leadership, their team, just are really have really good teamwork. And they just have not been broken yet. And look to stay unbroken.
Yeah, and it's looking like that might be the case there as Mason Atkins steps up for a throw in, plays it up into the box, just headed out, and another corner for St. Joe's. This has been a corner frenzy as Charnecki, Rubenhorst, and Ward have all just been stepping up so many times to take so many set pieces.
This could be the last chance for Joe's to put one in for a half.
They've all been well defended by East Brunswick, however. Steps up, Zachary Smith, and that is a good save there from Hannes. A really good header there from Smith, as that is the last chance for of this first half. Seniors are up 3-1. I'm Isaiah Metal. Join me is Aiden Raju, and that is your first half of this GMC semifinal matchup. We'll see you back. And we are back for second half action of the GMC semifinals of our soccer team. The Falcons are up 3-1 against the East Brunswick Bears. It has been a really dominant first half as Woomenhurst steps up for this kickoff.
A few more penalties, but they need to put a little more pressure. They need to string some happen. They just need to be better, I think, in the second half to get a chance to go to the GMC finals.
Woomenhurst now the kickoff as Zachary Smith starts off the second half. And East Brunswick are starting off with how they sort of ended that first half, just losing possession time after time. And St. Joe's has just been a really, really good team. Do you think it's been more of sloppiness from East Brunswick or just a more of aggression from St. Joe's?
I think it's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both. I think St. Joe's has been putting on a lot of pressure, but Brunswick have been beating some. Wow.
Bobby Boogie put himself in a little bit of a tricky situation there as he's able to find Wubenhorst. Really good composure there from the goalkeeper as Xavier loses that ball and just goes out for East Brunswick throwing. Now on the throw-in is defender Sean Enda for East Brunswick. Has St. Joseph's not getting ready to defend an opportunity. Long throw-in taken. Bobby Boogie with the glove. Stats gets that ball played out to Charnecki. Goes right back to East Brunswick and Charnecki wins it. And now there's a counter-attack opportunity for St. Joe's with Patrick Clee on the ball. Try to find Marinello, but wasn't able to slide it through that last defender. Marinello finds Stets though, and that's now an attack for St. Joe's as he plays it through to Charnecki, who has a one-on opportunity. Honestly, a poor shot there as Aiden Hans is able to pick up the ball more comfortably, and East Brunswick now is able to calm down. Harness boots the ball up wide. Really well done there from Wubenhorst as he does get called for a foul. Now East Brunswick gets a chance on the 35-yard line to put a ball in the box.
So I think that's a rough call.
I mean, there's a little bit of shirt pulling, so it's really hard to tell, but the refs have been more or less inconsistent this game, which is something a little bit more worrying for both sides as the ball is played up. Zachary Smith with the clearance. Ball played back in the box for East Brunswick, but Ward gets the ball this time, and Tronecki's able to put a final boot on it.
Change is coming here for East Brunswick. It's a good thing for them, but
Really well done there from Marinel to win the ball, but even better defense there from the defender Joshua Ferrer for East Brunswick. That was a really good chance for St. Joe's to get a chance on goal, but even better defending.
good hustle by the East Brunswick defender. He lost the ball and then got it back. But again, another scare for East Brunswick. They are getting more chances, but the defense has not seemed to be pulling the weight.
Ward this time not gonna step in for the throw as he puts it up into the box. Mena with the first contact as it just bounces out and it goes for a goal kick for East Brunswick.
Oh,
Tavares is able to get the ball up wide. Trying in the midfield. He gets brought down there. Shaneki with a foul as the captain for East Brunswick struggles to get sub.
clear foul there by Kernett. No complaint by the fans. East Brunswick. They try to score before 20 minutes left of this game. What do you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, they definitely need one goal quick to sort of put the pressure on St. Joe's, but they've had that one lucky penalty, honestly, and that was really it for the first half. Not a lot of opportunities there. They need to pick up the pace a lot this to start off the game, honestly, as a header's opportunity, and that was really well read there from Bobby Boogie, able to see in between two players.
Bobby not looking happy if that East Brunswick defender was in his way.
Smith now with the long ball. Noah Shaneki, who's now in the midfield, plays it up. That's Carter Stets now on the ball. He gets a good touch. He plays in the box. That is Patrick Quee. That is really well done. That is four for St. Joe's. And East Brunswick is struggling more and more as the Falcons are now up 4-1.
Great cross by Carter Stitz. Even better finish by Pat. East Brunswick actually to that three goal hole again.
Yeah, that was really well done as an East Brunswick player is now down on the field, but that's how you start off. That's how you start off the second half. That's the same thing they did in the first half. They got a goal early, and now with another goal, it just puts a lot more pressure on East Brunswick, even with that penalty they scored.
And it just feels that East Brunswick has come out a little flat footed, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, the flat footness is definitely seen there as Sessa just got a really good touch, and just like that, he was still on goal.
And a great pass by Norwich or Nike gets it to Carter Stitz.
As looks like a player's getting carted off for East Brunswick on that sideline. Hope he feels better, but that's something we obviously do not want to see as now a player comes on for the Bears. And now finally kickoff was able to start there for East Brunswick guys. They moved the ball up into St. Joe's final third. Philip Quee with the header. Stets now has his time for the throw-in. Finds Quee now with tape on his left knee. Wonder what happened to him there. Maybe a little bit of a cut we saw in the first half. He was struggling to walk a little bit, but he did get it taped up. Chonecki is now in the midfield, just loses the ball, and now a chance for East Brunswick. Ward, who tracks back immediately, and Chonecki team up there, but a foul is called for St. Joe's, and it now goes East Brunswick's way. Ball played in the box. No worry there from Boyke as it goes out for a corner, a really rare sight that we see here as East Brunswick. This is only their second corner of the game. Not a lot of trenches on set pieces for them.
Yeah, good ball by East Brunswick. And a chance coming. They need to get a goal here. Just to have a chance in this game.
Ball played in the box, all the way out. Ball headed over. That was a really good chance there from East Brunswick. That was almost headed in there by Aiden Simao, but just hits the football post and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, good run there by him.
Zachary Smith with the ball long. Marinello, who's now through on goal. He's on a brace right now. He just dribbles through. He still goes. He gets brought down. No call from the ref. That's unbelievable there. As it just goes out for a throw in. And Aiden Harness is now down there, not looking good.
And Joe Marinello. It looked like a clear foul to me, Isaiah. What do you think?
Yeah, that was definitely a clear foul. I don't know what the ref was thinking about there, honestly, but it just goes out on the other side for a throw in. A really aggressive game here for St. Joe's.
Because it wasn't. He was like partial.
He's able to get up, so is Hanas, which is a really good sight to see, but I don't know how a penalty wasn't given there. That was a really clear tackle. As that's able to step up, take this throw. Deep throw from Carter. Zachary Smith with the first touch. Mena with the header. Silva on the box. Just over the goal there. Really good chance there from the midfielder.
Another chance by St. Joe's. And he's Brunswick again at a loss for words. No answers. Just questions.
East Brunswick again just feeling the pressure there as Tronek is able to clean up that ball and play it back to Xavier Lopez Tavares. Really good ball there from the center back. Stats out wide. Plays it down the line to Mena. Just put in the box there. Ward with an unfortunate touch and it goes out for a Bears goal kick.
Yeah. Good hustle there by Killboard though.
Carlos Venegas Benuelos makes his way on for Caleb Ward. He did find a new position this game. He's now playing in a right back spot. We definitely are known for seeing him more up top, getting those balls played on through, but looks like Rocket needs him for that defense a lot more this game to just win those one-on-one opportunities and keep the ball up.
As the GMC final is one game away, and St. Joe's getting closer and closer there. Isaiah, do you think that Coach Rocco wants to look at some other stuff like putting calls on defense, or just trying to give Caleb Ward a rest?
Uh, Probably bench their starters for one if this game is looking more clear cut. If as this game gets to the end of it, but these players have just been so resilient all year. They've been playing really extremely talented soccer from every position, and that's what Rucker needs, and that's what he needs in this game particularly. As the game is still not done, even though it is looking really comfortable for St. Joe's, they just can't be complacent right now.
What do you think that Coach Rocco would like to see change with how St. Joe's is playing this game?
There's not a lot. They've been doing everything really well. Besides that unlucky penalty, probably just the final third chances. They could easily make this game a 6 to 8 goal lead, but they just not been able to do that so far. Man now with the ball out wide. East Brunswick now has a chance. Tries to get a shot off there, but easily blocked and cleaned up for St. Joe's. We trying to pounce on it there, unable to win it. Really well done there from the captain for East Brunswick. Carlos is now on the ball. He just gets bodied off there. Really physical there from East Brunswick. No foul from the ref as it just goes out for St. Joe's goal kick.
That didn't look like no shoulder to shoulder. Oh shit. Push against Carlson against the world. But he stays strong. St. Joe's has the ball back once again.
Woogie plays it to Zachary Smith, who just plays it out wide. Pretty well done there from Carlos as he plays it back to Smith. He just gets blocked there. And he just boots it out there for a Falcons throw and maybe a chance for them to relax a bit. Carlos with the flick for Mena, and now Trineki has a lot of time in the midfield. Decides to play it up. Stet's able to pick up the ball. Now it's Marinello out wide. We've definitely seen what he could do this game. Marinello keeps going, and he just wins a corner for St. Joe's again. Really well done there from the captain.
Yeah, Marinello looking closer and closer to get that hat trick.
Do you think Joe's aware of that going into the second half? Do you think he's really wanting that goal?
Yeah, he's definitely aware, but I don't think think he's more considered more um concerned about the team and how they're doing.
Ball goes out there for a goal kick, a good opportunity, a good header, but unable to get that ball to the back of the net as Harnish tries to play a quick goal kick. Now with time not on East Brunswick's side. Ball played out wide. Bobby Boyke went out of his net, maybe a little bit too early there. But Carlos is able to clean that one up, and Bobby Boyke is able to boot it out wide. A little bit of shuffle there from Patrick Cui and Sebastian Vargas, but nothing called there. Carlos Stets is now on the ball. A bit of a heavy touch there as he tries to win it, but just loses it there. Now he's going to get a chance on the counter. Now it's Emil against Cui. Really well done there from Philip, though. A lot of physicality, and just goes out for another goal kick.
Yeah, Phil's size and speed just won't let the defender get anywhere past him. I think that's a big thing with Zach and Phil, and what makes them so good is their height and their size. Just they use their body so well against those attackers and strikers for every game. I think that's a big reason why they haven't let more than one goal in one game.
Stats plans the ball out, finds Marinello. Marinello keeps going, just goes out for another corner for St. Joe's, but Marinello's been looking really dangerous all game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that Patrick is really on his mind, but you know, team comes first, and that's what Joe must be thinking.
Charnecki on the corner, ready for the in swinger. Plays it in the box. Maybe too short for anyone there. As Carlos wins the ball back. Now it's Kui on the wing. Puts the box, tries to put the ball in the box fast, but can't find any green shirt, and it goes out for a bare throw-in. Carlos is able to win the ball back immediately. But he does get called for a foul there. He does not like that one, but East Brunswick now gets a chance to recuperate. Long ball taken in. Tavares gets the first header. Smith tries to clear it out there and just barely is able to allow a throw in for East Brunswick instead of a corner.
Isaiah, I know the game with East Brunswick and Joe's was close last time, but do you feel like with the GMC finals on the horizon, do you think Joe's just risen to the occasion, or just East Brunswick have failed to risen to it?
That's what Saints have been doing all season so far, which is why they're undefeated. We keep saying that. But East Brunswick has been looking really opposite this entire game as the ball is just taken in. And that is a goal. Really, really big goal there as Bobby Boyke just picking up the ball. And he gets brought down. A little some physicality there as Bobby Boyke gets brought down, but that is a goal scored for East Brunswick.
And
As I just said that, scored from Lucas Enrique.
a card is coming for that East Brunswick player. Try to take that ball away from Bobby. Unnecessary. And Bobby not happy with it. And the fans not happy with it.
Yeah, Bobby Boyke is not happy with something.
I wouldn't be either. That's his ball. He did get scored on, but that's his ball.
Yeah, and Boogie just got brought down. That's the physicality. That's the rivalry of these two teams. We see it every year, honestly. Some sort of shuffle, at least once in a game, and we just saw it here.
East Brunswick has put up another goal, and what do you think East Brunswick is thinking now? Do you think they have? It's in their head that they have a chance, or they're still far away from that?
They definitely have hope so far, honestly, but as long balls getting played. They definitely have hope for this game. Carter Sesworth with the throwing opportunity. Zachary Smith making his way up. Stats throws it up. Wow, that is a really good save there from Hana. It's a really good header from Mena there too. Goes out of bounds for a corner for St. Joe's.
You know, man, his header almost gets it in there, but goalkeeper has been good this half. And the first time Joe's is letting more than a goal, one goal in a game.
Smith tries to get that header in, but just goes out of play. Like you said, this is the first game that St. Joe's have allowed more than one goal in, and East Brunswick had been looking a little bit better in the recent 10 minutes.
Do you think that is a bad timing for the second goal to come in a GMC final? As a in a GMC semifinal? Sorry.
Yeah, for St. Joe's, obviously, they have to be a lot more wary, and East Brunswick have to be a lot more attacking, a lot more physical, because the refs have been giving them a lot of the calls so far, and they must take that to their advantage. As East Brunswick now get a chance, Ruben North able to clean pick it up. Good play from Charnecki. Foul call there. No one really likes that one as he just gets brought down, and a call against St. Joe's as no one really liked that call.
Yeah, I felt like he just missed the ball and he just fell. And I feel like that is a flop, but he would not get carded.
Yeah, and looks like the fans are definitely not happy about that one. Surely as the bench there, as people with their hands over their heads, as Shepard now looks like he's getting ready to come in.
Good outing by the St. Joe's fans though, teachers and parents, even some students here. So
Charnecki tried to find Smith to play it through, but unable to there. Smith's able to just pick it up, and now Carlos has some time to pick up the ball.
yeah, good composure there by Carlos.
Plays it back to Boyke, to Kui. Well done there. Tavares now with a lot of time. 22 minutes left in this game. East Brunswick have to do something fast. Marinello, who has 2 goals in this game, finds stats. He's called for offsides, and again, the fans are going crazy. Looks like he was onside, but the ref saw otherwise.
Yeah, rough call there. I think maybe some VAR assistance is needed, but it is. He's budget wall.
Luna's able to play the ball along. Smith with the first header. Goes right back to East Brunswick. Really well done there. He keeps on going with the ball. Ball in the box, and Kui's able to get the clearance, and it goes out for a corner.
I feel like East Brunswick just one more goal and they think they have a chance to win this game. What do you think, Isaiah?
If they keep attacking like this, then maybe. But the defense need from St. Joe's has to be a lot more physical, as we've seen the last few goals that have come on both sides. Physicality is just not necessary there, as the ball just gets swung over. No attempt there from anyone. It goes out for St. Joe's goal kick. Two subs coming in there as Braden Shepard and Luke Ortiz come in for Patrick Hui and Noah Charnecki. Probably some attack for the offense there. Smith with one of his usual long balls. Marinello gets the ball. Really well defended, however, and now East Brunswick with a lot of space in the midfield. Carlos is able to get to that ball, and it just goes out for Thorn for East Brunswick, and now they have a chance to get a goal.
Isaiah, you know St. Joe's have had a lot of chances this game, a lot of missed chances. Do you think that could come back and hurt them if East Brunswick get their act together?
Definitely, if East Brunswick scores another one, they could have easily scored about 5 or 6 goals this game, but they the chances have just not totally went their way. As Bob Boogie gets a glove on the ball, and it goes out for a corner kick for East Brunswick.
St. Joe's bench is moving around and are is lively with this quarter coming up.
A new formation for East Brunswick on this corner. Bobby Boogie gets a glove on it. He gets brought down. Liam tries to play it up. Carlo struggled, and Braden Shepard just wins it.
Yeah, good work by the freshman. And now Luke Ortiz has it.
Just loses the ball, however, as he goes out. And a foul is given for St. Joe's.
Yeah, rough call, but I think it is the right call there. Luke Ortiz did extend his arm and pushes him in the back. I think the ref has been a little inconsistent this game, letting some go and then some just not go.
That was a really clear cut opportunity there from Sebastian Vargas, but unable to get that touch. No defender in sight there as Bobby Boogie is able to just luckily pick up the ball for a goal kick.
But this is good to see East Brunswick putting more and more pressure. They would have liked to do this more in the first half, but it's better late than never.
Tavares with a really risky ball there, but finds Mena with the composure. He loses the ball, and Xavier is able to just pick it up. Finds Shepard, plays it to Marinello. Unable to find any player in white and green though, as East Brunswick now gets a chance to hold on to the ball. But the moment I say that, they give it away again. Will Norris gets brought down. No foul there as he's in. Looks like he's in a little bit of pain there. That's Carter Stetch who just got really pummeled there as he is holding what looks to be his leg.
Isaiah, do you think Sage is falling apart here just a little bit?
Definitely in the most recent minutes. They've just been struggling to hold on to the ball like we've seen in the first half, where they were just completely dominant. Now East Brunswick have a lot more liveliness to them, which is exactly what they need to probably get a third goal. And if they get a third goal, then the game is totally different, I think. Looks like Carter Stetch just gets stretched off there. We hope he gets better. He's definitely one of the more key players. He did score a goal in this season that did make it to the NJ's top 5 goals of the week. It was a really good one-on-one play there from him. So we hope he definitely gets better. He's definitely going to be a key part in the finals and even in states. East Brunswick now with the ball plays it up out wide. First flick over, Bobby Bookie just tips it over and it just goes out for a corner. He looks like he's pretty unhappy about that call.
I don't think that's the best decision Bobby's made, but they will look to try to clear this one out once again.
East Brunswick now with a corner, another chance to make it 3. St. Joe's are doing everything in their power to defend this one with all but 2 outfielders back. Another weird set piece there, and the ref is going somewhere. I don't know what's happening. Card might be given to someone. Yeah, the ref just called for a little bit of a time change now. We have 17 minutes and 32 seconds left in this game as East Brunswick finally get a chance to take on this corner.
Yeah, it looks like one of the fans said something the ref wasn't too happy about, but back to the game.
St. Joe's trying to defend their goal. All but 2 players out in the box. Corner taken. Zachary Smith with the first header. Charnek Ortiz with the second one. And he just gives up the ball there. Really unfortunate there as a thumb was not being taken for St. Joe's.
St. Joe's fans getting in it now. Feel pretty upset, and they're getting back in this game.
Caleb Boyd takes a deep throw in. Really well done there for Moore. He now has time on the ball. Finds Shepard with the one-time tap pass to Ortiz, but he just loses the ball again. He's been struggling a little bit this game. Luke Ortiz will find any opportunity.
I feel like he's just dribbling a little too much, but that's his game. He's gonna stick to it.
Someone taken in. A foul against St. Joe's as Carlos Phoenix Manuelos, who is now a defender this game, is looking like he's getting ready to come back on the field. Lehman with a long ball in the box. Looks like the St. Joe's players are calling for something, but nothing is giving. Marinello now on the ball. Try to find Ortiz there, but looks like bad communication there as East Brunswick now have another chance on ball. Philip Quee, well done.
He's Brunswick are on Joe Marino.
Marinello's still on goal now. This could be his hat trick. He's through for 5. Chips it over. And that is it. Marinello with the hat trick. That's exactly what St. Joe's needed with 15 minutes left. Falcons are now up 5-2. What a game we have.
What a hat trick by Joe Marinello. Wow, and that just gives St. Joe's a little more breathing room, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, that was a beautiful ball there from Caleb Ward. And Joseph Marinello just with the pace attached to with that skill just gets the ball through. And now that's 5. And now it's a lot more of a comfortable lead for St. Joe's.
Hey, East Brunswick hopes are seem to be dwindling now as players are head on their head and on their hips, having no answers.
Patrick Queen now makes his way back on.
So it could be 4 for Joe, don't you think, Isaiah? We would have got that penalty.
Yeah, Joseph Marinello has been looking really strong all game. Has a little bit of a tussle in the midfield. Elon Mena now wins it. Finds Carlos, who's now in the attack now. Troneki just plays it through. Finds Kui, but that was an unfortunate touch. That would have been a really clear-cut goal there as East Brunswick not get a chance to recuperate.
Yeah, but that goal by Joe Marinello comes in a big moment. Big players make plays in big moments, and Joe Marinello just did that.
Ward finds Patrick Kui, who's now by the corner flag. And look at the skill there as he just dribbles through 2 different players. But Carlos wasn't able to get to that ball there as he fights for it and he wins it back. Plays it back to Philip Kui. Now it's Darren Rubenhorst in the midfield. Who loses the ball? Xavier. Back to Darian. Really well done there from the midfield. Elon Menez now on the ball. He plays out wide to Carlos. Dribbles, tries to dribble through a player. He slows on the ball. He gets a shot! Just far, but that was a really good chance there to make it 6 for St. Joe's. Carlos with a really good opportunity on goal.
Yeah. Joe's looking real good now after that goal by Joe Marinello.
And you think that goal has any impact on East Brunswick at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like they thought they had a little chance, climb back, climb themselves back to this game. But after that goal, that 3-hole lead is just hard to get past with just 15, less than 15 minutes left.
Rocca has yet to make a defensive substitution now to finish this game out. It looks like he's feeling a lot more comfortable after that goal was scored as well. Now St. Joe's got to throw in now. Looks like they're gonna start to waste the clock a little bit, taking their time taking these throw-ins. Carlos, he's on the ball now. Dribbles past the defender. Just loses that ball though. That was looking like his pace could have been really useful as he just lost the ball, however. Philip Quee, strong touch. Finds Marinello. tries to play it through there, but Aiden Harms is able to pick up the ball there. He struggled a little bit more in this half as he did let Joseph Marnell score a hat trick on him.
Yeah, but he has been good. He has had some pretty good saves, and his defense haven't been helping him too much.
East Brunswick now with the ball. Really well done there from St. Joe's, but it does go out for a corner for East Brunswick.
This looks like they have to get it in here, don't you think, Isaiah?
This is really a now or never moment there for East Brunswick, as now a really quick corner is being taken. Ball played all the way back, but it just hits the football post again. And that's just really summing up East Brunswick Day as it goes out for a goal kick. Troneki with the long boot plays it out wide. And then that's just really unfortunate. Again, another thing that sum up East Brunswick Day. Really bad play there from the defender.
Yeah, just a bad day to have a bad game. Semifinals, and never want it to happen, but sometimes it does.
Carlos, who's now having the ball on the 20-yard line. Who knows with the dummy finds Philip Kui. He gets brought down. He fouls a player. Looks like Philip's gonna get a card. Yeah, that's gonna be Philip Kui with a card. Fouling one of his hometown players. He's from East Brunswick, but he's looking like he's had a really good day so far.
Phil, Phil and Zach back there. Hard to get past them. They have done a really good job to get their first ball almost every time, and I think that's why St. Joe's has been so successful. And Isaiah, with 10 minutes, a little more than 10 minutes left, what do you think St. Joe's preparations for the GMC final would be?
Probably rest after this game. A really physical game and tolling game on the defenders. They might have to take a rest day before this game on Thursday. They might do light practice, but they definitely need something a little bit more calming. Zachary Smith with the header. Mironello and Tavares team up to win that ball. Luke Ortiz just wins it. Lima, good skill there. Tries to get a shot off. Didn't attempt anything there from Bobby Boyke as he just runs and picks up the ball.
And the speedster Carlos Venegas Benuelos is after it. Oh, I just lost where the ball was at that time.
Yeah, that would have been an assist for Bobby Boyke. Really rare to see goalkeeper get an assist, but anything can happen with this game. It looks like almost everything has happened, honestly. A penalty was scored, a hat trick was scored, and not a lot of defense from both sides, really. As Zachary Smith now picks up the ball, handball claims, no one given. Kui with the long shot, but it just goes way over the bar line.
They just got it there. But East Brunswick, rough end to the GMC run, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, pretty rough ending due to the fact that they lost to their rivals by a pretty substantial scoreline. But they still have state, so they're still not a terrible team. We did see them perform a lot better than this in their first matchup against St. Joe's, and they definitely have a lot to look forward to in states. Philip Kui just checked back in from his yellow, gets the clearance, and it goes out for a throw for East Brunswick. Marinello, look at the skill from him there. Now it's a 2-on-2. Carlos still on goal, unable to get the ball through, but he still holds on to the ball. He continues going with the ball. Look at the skill from Joe. He's still on goal. Plays it through. And that was really close from going in there. Hanas with the save, but Joseph Marinello, what a day! He's been looking really good.
Yeah, Joe isn't one of the fastest or the biggest players, but he just makes such a big impact in the game with his footwork and skill. Don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, Joe's definitely in flow state right now. Zachary Smith able to pick up the ball. Patrick Quee, who hold onto the ball now on the 20-yard line. Looks like he's just dribbling for the fun of it. He gets brought down, yet he still has the ball. He's been really strong all game. Did get a goal as well. He's been looking like one of their better players for St. Joe's. Zachary Smith with the ball, so basically no one goes up for East Brunswick throwing. Maybe a bit of time wasting tactics. Tavares with the long ball out. Another East Brunswick throwing. Not really anything to be done, honestly, with 7 minutes left. I don't think they can score 3 goals, but anything can really happen in this sport. But St. Joe's have been looking so dominant this game and all season. Like I said, I don't see this happening at all. East Brunswick getting a chance to get any draw.
Yeah, looks over here. Just you see the drop of shoulders by East Brunswick. Unfortunate for East Brunswick.
Joseph Marnell picks the ball up in the midfield again. Tries to chip it over to Carlos. He somehow gets the ball. Looks like a call on someone there. That might be on East Brunswick. Yeah, that's a hole of a shirt there. As Carlos now gets a chance. That's a red card as that's a sending off there. Really unfortunate for East Brunswick.
Yeah, but he wasn't even trying to play the ball there. Just grabbing Carlos's shirt. I feel like we have seen it. We have seen everything under the sun in this game, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, that's Sebastian Vargo with the red card. And now it's going to be a 10-man battle as some subs for St. Jose getting ready to come back on the field.
What about second row? Did you get a red card in and out and then possibly that's two straight red or second row, straight red or second row? You think Coach Rocco would be thinking of put some subs here? Yeah.
With 6 minutes left, it's or 5 minutes left, it's looking pretty unlikely in my opinion. There's not really anything to do. Oh my gosh. As I'm just saying that, Zachary Smith with a goal. Look at the free kick there. He runs through the corner back to celebrate. Really well done, and that is now 6 for St. Joe's.
What a goal by Zach Smith. Oh my god. He gets into the action in this game. Just right under the wall there.
Yeah, again, that's just exactly what St. Joe's need as some subs are not making their way on. Zachary Smith with his first free kick goal of the season, really well done. That is 6-2, and that is most likely game over.
Yeah, and St. Joe's undefeated season continues into this big GMC final. Who you wanted to see in this GMC final with St. Joe's, Isaiah?
Well, probably Monroe, the only other GMC team that was ranked this season. That's what I want to see. Probably going to be the most anticipated game. Looks like St. Joe's did a lot more easy work with East Brunswick than they did in the beginning of the season. I think Monroe will be a lot more of a closer game than this, a lot more competitive. Because definitely Monroe have a better talent than this East Brunswick side who just been looking really poor all game. Janie Harris now on the ball. Bobby Bookie plays it back to Xavier. Norris plays it back to the Forge for the time. Looks like East Brunswick might have given up.
Yeah, the chances are, are to nothing right now.
Mason Atkins with the ball played over. Tried to find Ortiz. Just bounces over Jaden Harris's foot there, but he is able to find Carter Stets, who's now back after that injury. Norris finds Ortiz in the midfield. Can't dribble through the players there as East Brunswick able to pick the ball back up.
Yeah, I think he hasn't had his best game with Ortiz. What do you think, Isaiah?
Well, he's been struggling, but it doesn't really matter because everyone else has really been doing their part, honestly. As Mason Atkins, who's now up in the final third, just loses the ball. But even though Ortiz had a pretty rough game, I think everyone else has been playing their part, which is exactly what you need to do in a team game. If not one player is doing well, you have to hope at least everyone else is doing their job.
Yeah, well said, Isaiah.
Carter Stets now on the ball. It goes back to Zachary Smith. He gets brought down, and that's a foul for Smith. He doesn't like that call, as now East Brunswick gets a throwing or free kick chance.
Do you think St. Joe's can let off the gas a little bit now, Isaiah? Just be a little less aggressive or keep playing how they're playing?
Well, I think Rocket would definitely want to keep playing how they're playing, honestly, to finish the game strong and not finish the game playing any weak, letting any other goal in. Two goals have already been scored so far, the most by any game for St. Joe's. I don't think Rocket will want a third one. Ortiz
And Rocket calls in Joey Guar to make a substitution.
tries to play the ball through, unable to find anyone, as a few subs they make their way on. Luke Murphy and Pano Listris, not both in the field. Zachary Smith finds Ruben in the midfield. Goes back to Robert Borky, who's had probably a lot more interesting game than people would expect. Good attempt there from Luke Murphy to try to play Atkins there, but unable to find anyone. The ball just gets booted out there for a throw in.
And here come the subs, Pano and Joey Guar.
Yeah, Philip Queen Ruben was able to take a rest. Those two players have had an exceptional game, honestly, in the back and the midfield. Probably key components as to why 6 goals were scored today.
I feel like that was a big thing in the start of the season for St. Joe's. They weren't scoring a lot of goals, 1 or 2 goals a game, but here they have gotten better. What do you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, they definitely won the shots from the defense, but they've been scoring 4, 5 goals a game now. They've been looking a lot more strong as Guadagnino loses the ball there. Robert Boyke, with his time, is able to pick up the ball and play it back to his Franklin teammate, Zachary Smith. Pano now with time in the midfield. Ortiz back to Pano. Ortiz plays it through to Luke Murphy, but he just loses the ball as it goes out for a throw in for the Bears.
And with under 2 minutes left in this game, you can see St. Joe's players smiling, ecstatic about this win.
Yeah, big win here, but the job's really not done. They do have one more game left in the GMCs on finals on Thursday against probably Monroe, who have been the second best team, in this season for the GMCs, and obviously St. Joe's biggest competition.
Yeah, will be a really big game and really anticipated game. But I think St. Joe's is up for a challenge after what we have seen today.
Ortiz now on the ball, dribbles through one defender, dribbles through two, gets a shot off, and that's looking really promising there from Ortiz there, but just goes right into Hannes' position as he gets the ball out. Ward finds Ortiz, just has to shoot the ball for whatever reason, it just goes out of play for a goal kick.
what a game by Joe's, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, it's really everyone is now relaxing a little bit. That is really it. Really good game for St. Joe's. Probably one of the probably the best game of the season so far. As now Chef's still on goal. He gets a shot. That is 7. That is definitely more than game. Braden Shepard with his second goal of the season. That is a really good ball from Panelistris. And that is definitely game over.
What an outing by St. Joe's with less than 30 seconds left. I think it's the most goals they scored in the game, don't you think, Isaiah?
Yeah, 7-2. Definitely a score on that I did not expect going to this game. I thought of a lot more low scoring game due to East Brunswick's pretty good defense throughout the entire season, but they just let it out against St. Joe's. 7 goals scored so far. Now with a little under half a minute left, I think both teams can just realize the gravity of what just happened in the last 80 minutes.
Yeah, St. Joe's did dominate this second half. Started a little shaky, but you know, putting enough 4 goals in a half is just impressive.
Yeah, and with that being that would be the end of our coverage so far. That is it for us. I'm Isaiah Mel. Joining me is Aiden Raji, who covered the whole game. That was really dominant performance. St. Joe's 7, East Brunswick 2. I will see you guys Thursday.